Assalamu alaikum. Today we will going to learn about Salahuddin Ayyubi, the man who took back Jerusalem. 1099 CE, the Crusaders captured Jerusalem, and what they did in that city, history still remembers the blood. 88 years later, one man arrived, and he did not do what the Crusaders have done. That was his greatest victory. Salahuddin Ayyubi, known to the world as Salahuddin, was a Muslim sultan of Egypt, Syria, Yemen, and Palestine. He became one of the most celebrated figures in the medieval history. He was born in 1137 CE in Tikrit, in present day Iraq, into a Kurdish family. His household was filled with religious learning and scholarship. The Quran, Islamic law, Arabic literature, and military strategy were all part of his upbringing. But interestingly, in his youth, Salahuddin was not known for military ambition. He was more inclined toward religious studies and education. No one could have imagined that this was the man who would one day take back Jerusalem. In 1169, Salahuddin was appointed as the Vizier of Egypt. It was a decision that surprised many at the time as he was relatively young and new to Cairo's political environment. But from this point, everything changed. In 1171, he ended the Fatimid Caliphate and declared allegiance to the Abbasid Caliphate. This was not just a political move, it marked a major shift in Islamic history. Then came the most difficult task, uniting the Muslim territories. Different rulers were making separate agreements with the Crusaders for their own benefit. There was an internal conflict. The Muslim world was divided. Salahuddin captured Homs, Hama, and Aleppo one by one, laying the foundation of the Ayyubid Empire. Now there was a unified Muslim force. Now it was time for Jerusalem. On June 26, 1187, Salahuddin crossed the Jordan River with over 30,000 soldiers. He threatened the Crusaders' stronghold of Tiberias. King of the Crusaders responded with an army of 20,000 men, and here Salahuddin did what a true strategist does. He identified the Crusaders' greatest weakness, that was water. The Crusaders were marching through arid land, already exhausted and dehydrated. Salahuddin's cavalry continuously attacked their flank. Smoke was used to disorient them. Then he encircled them before they could reach water. On July 4, 1187, the Battle of Hattin took place. The Crusader army was almost completely destroyed. The sacred relic, the true cross, was captured. King himself was taken as a prisoner. In a single battle, the core of Crusaders' military power was shattered, and the road to Jerusalem was now open. By September 1187, within just 3 months after Hattin, cities like Beirut, Sidon, Nazareth, Jaffa, and Ascalon had fallen, and then Jerusalem. On October 2, 1187, Jerusalem returned to Muslim rule, symbolically on the same date associated with the Prophet Muhammad's, may peace be upon him, Isra and Miraj. And now comes the movement made Salahuddin a legend. When the Crusaders captured Jerusalem in 1099, they carried out a massacre, blood filled with the street. What they did to the Muslim and Jewish population was recorded in history. Everyone accepted that Salahuddin to do the same, but he did not. He allowed Christian civilians to be safe. Around 7,000 poor people who could not afford ransom were freed. The ransom paid by Salahuddin himself and his brother Al-Adil. Churches were protected, Muslim prisoners were released, and he did something the Crusaders have never done. He invited the Jewish people to return to Jerusalem. For the first time in nearly a century, Jewish settlement was not only allowed but encouraged. A Muslim general protecting Christian, inviting Jews back home. This was Salahuddin Ayyubi, a ruler of such a vast empire stretching from Egypt to Syria, yet at the time of his death, in 1193, he did not even have enough money to pay for his own burial shroud. He had given everything away to the people. His possession amounted to little more than a horse and a small sum of money. He ruled a massive empire yet left nothing for himself. His military strategies were still studied in military academics around the world. The Battle of Hattin remains a classic example of strategic brilliance. Historical sources such as Bahauddin bin Shaddad Sirat Salahuddin documented his piety, justice, and leadership in detail. And it is not only Muslim sources, even European chronicles praises him. Even his enemies spoke of him with respect. So think about it, a time when power was defined by destruction, when victory meant devastation, and then one man came and proved something different. He showed power and mercy can coexist. He proved that victory does not require brutality, that authority can be established through restraint, not terror, and perhaps that is why, even after 900 years, the world still remembers Salahuddin Ayyubi. Muslims call him a hero, Christians call him noble, historians call him a legend. because some people don't just make history, they teach humanity. If you are interested in such kind of videos, which is research based, please be connected to the channel. Jazakallah khair.